Alright, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna test all my stuff here. Just a second. Pause. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Of course, there's no one here yet, so woo! Okay. Brown chicken, brown cow. Woo. Ah. There we go. Don't mind me making weird scooching movements. Alright, I'm going to test to make sure that live is live. So, all we gotta do here is go to our Twitch channel. Sorry, I'm new to this. I don't know if there's like better ways to do this, but we're golden, gentlemen. And just hear what I am doing in the game. All right. I think we're good to go. So, yeah. I got a viewer. That might be me. I might be the only viewer there. Either way. Hello. Greetings, Podsmashers of the internet. Those joining us. I am Penguin, and this is 8-Bit Podsmash, streaming live on Twitch. Now, I'm supposed to be able to see comments, but I don't see any comments, or even a section for comments. So I'm gonna have to check out my broadcast settings here. Alright, I'm supposed to have comments. Hopefully we'll just see them. I'll put it over there. Okay, cool. Comments will come or go, I suppose. So, yeah. Streaming World of Warcraft Classic. I'm super excited about this stream because I'm more excited about this stream than I think I've ever been about a stream. Most of the time, since we've been new to this whole streaming thing, I've been kind of like, I guess I'll stream some Borderlands. I guess I'll stream some other stuff. And I haven't really gotten excited about something, but I am really excited about streaming WoW Classic. So to give a little bit of background before I start rocking and rolling, maybe to give a little chance for more people to join, I started this project, I suppose. I wasn't really expecting to play WoW Classic this weekend at all. So this was a bit of a surprise. They're doing a stress test, so it's not out yet for those who are curious. It is just a test, a public test, stress test. They do this to make sure the servers are up to snuff, for those who might not know. So, yeah, the story is I was like, well, I'll hop onto the stress test because I restarted my subscription with a WoW token. There should be a video saved on our stream. If not, it'll be on our YouTube channel. You can check that out. It's bad. Not bad, it's just really short, and I think I was having some camera issues. But, so I hopped over there to, so I had started my WoW token, expecting that maybe I was going to play some retail WoW, maybe save up some gold before Classic comes out, but I hopped on for like 30 seconds and was like, I don't feel like playing this. So I stopped. So instead, I decided I'd pick up, just pick up when WoW Classic started and bite the bullet for time. I'm not going to be playing WoW Classic that long when it comes out, probably, because Borderlands 3 is coming out. I'm so excited. I'm going to be playing that. But I decided to try the stress test out, and guys, I love it. I love it. I may end up playing The WoW Classic more than just the week or so before Borderlands, because it's a lot of fun, and we'll talk about why it's fun when we get started. So I'm just going to do one thing for my own sake here, and that is I'm going to pull up the stream back on my phone, mostly so that I can be happy about someone watching it, even if it's just me. You know, that sounds sad. But, you know what? Life's a little sad sometimes. It's okay to be a little sad. I'm just going to keep it off, and, yeah, I just want to see the comments. Cool. So that's up, just in case I can't see the comments, because nobody has commented yet. So, how does this work? Yeah, there we go. Now I'll be able to see the chat room. Oh, I could have seen it before. Alright, pardon my technical prowess here, or lack thereof. But now we can get started. Wonderbar. Alright, guys. So, yes, again, 80-Bit Podsmash. It's a weekly video game podcast where we smash together topics you care about with video games, smash together ideas, conversations about things, just with video games in general. So we're starting to try to stream more, and myself and Termite, who is my co-host and partner, we will be kind of alternating streams for a little while, maybe sometimes doing some joint streams and having some fun. But in the meantime, it's just me, solo. You may be asking, why are you wearing a ridiculous hat? That is because whenever Penguin streams, the rule is silly hats only. That's a reference to a YouTube video that is one of my favorite, most hilarious videos of all time. And there's a scene there where a little stick figure man walks up to a bus stop and says, and he's just wearing a regular hat, but there's a sign there that says silly hats only. And there's a bunch of other people there wearing little stick figures, and they're wearing like bunny rabbit ears and clown hats and just ridiculous hats. And it cuts away to a logo or something, and then when it comes back, they're beating him with baseball bats. The dude with the regular top hat. Hilarious. So, silly hats only. I'm wearing a knight's hat, a helmet. It's my Knight Radiant helmet, and it's on behalf of World of Warcraft. We're going into some fantasy stuff, so I'm wearing my silly knight's hat helmet thing. There's like a fin on the back that makes it look really cool, but I can't get that rolling now. So, yeah. Silly hats only. Ooh, we got some streamers. Say hi in the chat if you joined and want to talk at Penguin, who is not wearing a penguin hat, but a knight's hat. Whee! First order of business, I need to make a character, and I had posted earlier saying, hey, tell me what race/class I should play, and the only feedback I got was I should play a troll hunter. So, now's your chance. Going once, going twice. I will play a different race class combo if you have no interest in seeing a troll hunter. But in the meantime, I'll start making the character, and if thou protesteth verily, then please tell me to pick another character. So we're going to do troll hunter. I'm going to stick with male because, you know, not feeling like this character is a female. So I'm going to stick with what I like. And we're going to do a troll. New troll here. Alright, so I need... Cool, I can still change the skin and stuff behind the overlay. I want to make the most ridiculous looking troll I can think of. Let's start with it. Let's start with the hairstyle. That's a good one. The customization options in this game are very limited, but that's part of its charm. Back in the day, in 2004 when it came out, it was just not great. Alright, Brizzle McFizzle says she has every interest in seeing a troll hunter, so we're going to stick with troll hunter here. So we're going to pick the most ridiculous hairstyle we can think of. Hair color, oh my gosh, pink, red, yellow, green. I'm kind of going for the like pink. This character gets deleted at the end of the weekend anyways, so I'm going to stick with the pink here. Ridiculous. Yeah, tusks. I like the face paint. I'm gonna go with the face paint action on. Those tusks are weak though. This is a troll. Yeah, shovel tusks. And let's see. Face. We gotta pick like the derpiest looking face. That's a pretty derpy face. Go back. Yeah, derpy face. All right, so I'm gonna name this guy Derpy Face, or should I name him like Penguin? I don't know. Think of the names. Fire off names. I know there's a little bit of a delay in the video with you guys, so I'm gonna wait here a second while you give me your name ideas. I might start randomizing, see if anything hilarious pops up. Oh, Lara, Jayim Barrage. Maybe I could do Penguin backwards. Oh my gianting. This is one of the things I always loved about this game, but I never was like bold enough to go with one of the randomized names. But these oh my gianting. That seems like a good. Some of these seem like pretty decent troll names. Zolizdingo. That's a great troll's name right there. I always wondered if they like tailored the random name generator to whatever race the character was. I'm gonna get rolling on here. Tabalizding. Now I'm thinking maybe what's penguin backwards? N-I-U-G-I-P. Nugip. Nope. Nugip. No, that's not right either. Penguin. You think I would know how to spell like my own namesake's thing? Nugnip. I don't like that. That's dumb. I'm gonna go with Derpy McTroll. Yeah, Derpy McTroll. Awesome. Derpy McTroll it is. Alright, so this is my troll character. So I had spent some time talking about like why I was excited about this stream. It's awesome. World of Warcraft Classic. I was surprisingly enjoying it when I was playing it this weekend. So I decided that I would stream it this afternoon and have some fun. And it's going to be awesome. We'll go ahead and start. And while the load screen happens, I'll talk a little bit about my background with WoW. So WoW came out in 2004. I was 14 years old. Oh, man. Sorry, Brizzle. I have moved on, and I had just saw your name suggestion. Alright, so game talking is happening. I'm skipping it because it's boring. So yeah, WoW came out in 2004 when I was 14 years old. I was a sophomore in high school. I just fell in love with the game immediately, and it consumed like the rest of my life from when I was a kid. It was like, so I actually ended up getting my copy sometime around February in 2005, I guess. Yeah, so it would have been the February after. Oh, that is really unfortunate that my camera is located right where my fingers are. I'll have to try to be stealthy here. Maybe I can just tip it up a little bit. There you go. You're going to see my fingers sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. It'll be alright. So, yeah, this game came out in 2005. Or no, I got the game in 2005. Played Alliance religiously. I played a Night Elf Druid. I have extensive experience with this game. I played through Burning Crusade. I played through Wrath of the Lich King and all the goods. Good times. So, yeah. Classic is going to be interesting, and I'll talk more about it, but let's go ahead and run over here and grab this first quest. I haven't been to this area in forever. Some things I want to point out. I'm pretty sure they upped the graphical fidelity to modern times because I didn't have a great computer when I was a kid, but I remember it not being this pretty, even on good people's computers. Of course, that could just be some misconceptions, but if you come in here to the graphics settings, you can see there's stuff in here like lighting quality and sun shafts and stuff like that I don't think had been in the game earlier. Environmental detail. Again, I could just have been poor and not have had a good computer, and maybe that kind of changes my perspective. But I don't think so. Nevertheless, you can see it's easier to see in the night elf area that I was earlier, but I wonder if this will do it. Yeah, see how the grass kind of moves down here as you walk past? I'm pretty sure that's some new fidelity, but they did a whole like model update on the characters sometime in Mists of Pandaria, and those are gone. All of those new high fidelity models are gone, so we're back to these old janky looking 2004 graphics. I think they're charming. This game has a lot of charm. This is all very nostalgic for me, but it's more than just nostalgia. There's something about the game design that is just solid, that I will talk about later when we start to compare. But let's get started here. I am going to get rid of these display tips because I know how to do all this stuff. What am I, a noob? Alright, my first quest, your place in the world, speak to Gornek. And marking his map, reside in the den in a building to the west. Okay, so one of the biggest changes, one of the biggest things that is different with classic WoW versus retail WoW, you actually have to read the quests to figure out where to go. They don't just, I guess they do mark them in some regards, but you have to be close to see if you're actually close to the quest giver. You can't just pull up your map and be like, oh, I've got 4 quests over here to turn in and 3 quests over here. No, you actually have to like be close in order to see stuff. You have to read the quest. The quest will tell you where to go. You don't have a bunch of user interface options that will tell you where to go. So that's fun. Alright, yeah, gonna go kill 10 mottled boars. What's such a classic World of Warcraft quest. Alright, what do I have equipped? I do have a bow, so here's a fun thing. There's freaking ammo in this game for hunters. Hunters had to buy and maintain ammo supplies, whether you're using a gun or a bow. It's kind of ridiculous, but the hunters are some of the, generally, because you have to buy like food for your pet too, they're generally some of the more expensive characters to play in this game. I always played a druid, never had to deal with it. Druids had to buy reagents for their spells back in the day, but that's comparatively, it's nothing to the amount of stuff that hunters had to pay for. Ridic. Anyway, so here we go. One of the things that you can't really see because it's behind my camera here, but there's a lot of chat going on. People talking. It's really cool because people are like actually communicating. They have to ask for help. Hey, I need help with this monster. I need help with this quest. I don't know where to find it. You don't see that in retail WoW anymore. Mostly it's just people posting memes and trash talking one another and stuff like that. So that's kind of a fun little change here. So I'm a hunter. I can... Oh, I guess you have to select auto shoot if you want to auto shoot here. So I got one attack called Raptor Strike, which you saw there. Derpy McTrollface is doing great. Alright. So yeah, you can see experience gain is not as bad as I would have thought. The build they based this off of was like 1.12, I think, which was the patch that came out right before... it was the patch that came out right before... See, I don't know why I need regular attack and auto shot, so I'm going to go with just that. It was the patch that came out right before Burning Crusade came out, so... Yeah, the game was in a pretty decent state there in regards to some balance. It wasn't perfect. It's never been perfect, so there's that. Anyways, so let's start talking about some of the differences here because I think it's important to... It's part of the things I wanted to do when streaming this. Differences between retail and classic are innumerable, but I want to talk about the reasons why I appreciate classic in a way that I didn't. I've played some of the like bootleg servers or whatever, and they're just kind of meh. Like I think they were older builds, so this being a later build, like patch build of the game, is just a little bit more stable. And makes the experience a little bit better without completely betraying the entire experience of original. So this game is more like, it's not quite like it was in 2004. It's closer to the state it was in 2000, late 2005, maybe 2006. Not quite sure. It was shortly before Burning Crusade came out, which I don't remember when that was. So, ooh, I got some boots, girl. Back in the day, trolls could wear mail, but not till level 40, so we're stuck wearing leather. Just like those rogues and those druids. I love that. I love that about this game. Anyways, so that brings up a point. For one thing, this game feels way more like an RPG. than retail WoW. Retail WoW, I use the term on the podcast, gamification. Retail WoW has gamified. See, look at that mail. Can't use that. WoW has suffered a significant amount of gamification. What I mean by that is it's taken a lot of the stuff from like mobile games and stuff like that and turned it into systems and content in their game. And it's not necessarily bad. It's not all bad. It's just much less RPG-like. Instead, it's more about kind of like time gating and slotting the right things into certain things at the right time, or collect, it's a lot more efficient and streamlined. This game really gets in your way and slows you down, and it can be a shock, a bit of a culture shock to what games are like now, but it is, I think it's interesting because it's kind of a relic, and I don't encounter many games that slow you down like World of Warcraft does. But one of the ways it does that is, hunters in retail can get mail from the start. They are stuck with leather. I can wear cloth, but I'm going to wear leather as if I can get it because it's going to have higher armor. You're stuck with that till level 40, so it's interesting stuff. You can see that I'm not doing terrible damage to this monster. It would be a lot faster if I was in retail, but I'm not. There's still some quality of life conveniences that weren't in the game when they started in 2004, but I think were patched in later, such as you can see that I've been auto-looting things. I can hold down the shift button to auto-loot. Couldn't do that at the beginning. But yeah, it's changed so much, but I kind of like the slower pace. It's chiller, it's slower than retail, and there's not quite, like, again, it's like, hey, the story feels more grounded. I feel like there's more motivation for my character in the way that the NPCs interact with him. It's not, champion, we need you to save the day and stop this terrible thing from about to blow up Stormwind. It is simply, hey, there's a bunch of boars. Can you clear out the boars? And yes, there are epic storylines, and yes, there are some, plenty of cool moments in this game, but it's not quite as just aggressively, yeah, the weight of the world isn't on my shoulders. Anyways, I've killed my 10 boars. I'm heading back to town. Silly hats only. I'm going to take this time while I'm walking to plug our podcast. You can hear myself and my co-host Termite, and we do a weekly video game podcast where we talk about different broad topics that are relevant to the gaming industry, or that have some connection to gaming. We talk a lot about like art and politics and just the way the industry works, and we break down different trends and stuff in the gaming industry and the gaming culture. So yeah, that's the kind of thing we talk about, and if you are watching us, you should check us out. When you leave here, go subscribe to our podcast. You can go to 8bitpodsmash.com. You can find links to Twitter. You can find links to our social medias, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, to check out when we have new content. If you want to get subscribed to our feed directly to get new episodes when they drop, you can go do that. What's up? I guess that's Termite who's watching us now, so he just joined the feed and said, what's up? So what's up? So yeah, check us out. Go to the podcast. I will plug us more times. So 8-Bit Podsmash will give you links to like Spotify or Google Play or Stitcher or the most important one, iTunes, where you can check us out. So you can hear my sultry voice more on the podcast, talking about games you love and topics you care about. In the meantime, let's get back to some WoW and discussing WoW. Alright, feel free to ask questions about what I'm talking about. Feel free to give me feedback if things are too loud. I've turned the music down. I've turned my input as much up as I can for my mic, but I might drift away from the mic and then you might have a hard time hearing me. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that and instead try to be as close to the mic as possible to give you the best vocal fidelity that I can. But I know that the game can get loud, and I've tried to turn the sound down. In fact, I'll double check here. Yeah, I've turned the sound down to 21%, so hopefully it won't interfere too much. So yeah, let me know.
Blood and thunder. Strength.
Cool, so let's talk about quests for a second. I think I've talked about quests a lot actually already. When you start the game, I had to actually set the setting. There's a setting here that is, oh, I've already accepted the quest, so I can't even show it. Oh, maybe I can, yeah. There is a interface option. I think it's in display. Yeah, automatic quest tracking. I forgot that you had to turn this on. But, this is what it's like when you start. Alright, I'm turning this in. Cool, because I'm a hunter. Oh, dang it. Anyways, the quests don't... Yeah, there we go. I'm going to show you guys this because it's hilarious. Yes, I'm actually a troll hunter, and it's great. Trolls are wonderful. Trolls are wonderful. And I made him as ridiculous looking as possible. Whee! Look at that derpy face. Alright. I guess I just didn't save that setting. Oh, automatic quest, instant quest text. That's the instant quest text. That's the one. This just makes it so that every time I take a quest, I don't have to read it slowly as it scrolls because again, this game likes to get in your way as much as possible. But yeah, so I was talking about how it feels more like an RPG. What do I mean by that? Well, in retail WoW, you kind of just like bloat in power really fast. And you kind of you get so powerful so quickly and things become so trivial that you don't really ever feel like you're in a weakened state. You don't ever feel like you're in danger, I should say, until you're doing things like high-end raiding, or if you happen to be on a PvP server, then sometimes you'll run into some person that will do you harm, and then, yeah, you definitely feel like you're in danger. But in this game, you can just pull too many mobs and feel in danger. But the nice thing is, every time you get an upgrade to either your gear or you unlock a new spell or something, then, actually, you know what? I should go back because there's a spell that I failed to get. I don't feel like running back and wasting you guys' time. Every time you get a new spell and stuff like that, you just feel more powerful. You know what? Never mind. We're just going to kill scorpions, so... Die, scorpions! I shall slay you beneath my fists! Oh yeah! Termite or whoever is posting as the 80-bit Podsmash Twitch handle just said that he remembers getting wrecked in Stranglethorn Vale. Stranglethorn Vale was a good time. I don't think I can get that far tonight, obviously, but Stranglethorn Vale, I remember having a max level character, playing on one of my alts, and then I'd get just wrecked by someone in Stranglethorn Vale and get ticked off and go gank them. Again, you have to remember, Penguin in 2004 was a 14-year-old, 15-year-old if it was after June. So, yeah. Yeah, touche, Penguin. Or Termite. I guess I'm on the account, though. That's what I mean by they're better. That's what I mean by... whoever's posting on this account. But I guess, yes, if I'm not posting on it, then it would be you. So, hilarious. Killing scorpions, you know how it is. So, yeah. Vile familiar. Look at its ugly face. I don't remember it having that detailed of a face, but maybe I just have a bad memory. Alright. Okay. I was in the middle of talking about something. Stranglethorn Vale, 15-year-old Dan. Ah, yes. 15-year-old Dan, 14-year-old Dan just didn't have the same impulse control. Nowadays, even if I'm playing retail WoW and I get ganked, I usually just kind of say, all right, whatever, that's fine. I hope you had fun. But I don't really do that anymore. See, so that's another thing I wanted to point out. Did you see how long it took me to collect that cactus apple? That's ridiculous. That's very different from retail WoW. It does not take that long to collect anything in retail WoW. I'm forced to melee because I have no things. There's some people watching. We've got 3 people on the stream. One of them is me, admittedly, and the other one I suppose is you. But there was someone else. Someone else is here. If you are here and in one of the 3 people that's not me or Termite, then please say something. Holla, say hi. We like it when people say hi. So yes, baby Penguin, baby Dan used to play WoW back in the day. Can I shoot while moving? This is important. This is an important question. I don't think I can. That is hilarious because that's one of the greatest strengths of hunters in retail is that they can shoot while moving. Are there other people online? Yes, there are tons of other people online. It's a stress test. So Blizzard has basically opened it up to anybody with a WoW subscription. So half the people playing now are people with active WoW subscriptions. Of course, I say that. And yeah, there we go. See, 2 other people. You can see this is an annoying relic of old WoW. It's grayed out. The nameplate, that means I don't get credit for it. I don't get experience. I can't loot it. I don't get quest credit for it. Nothing. Huge difference. It's going to be interesting when there's a surge of players in Classic WoW when it goes live. It's going to be lots of competition over mobs to kill, which was exactly how it was back in 2004, 2005. That didn't change until Lord Cataclysm, maybe? So that was like 4 expansions in. So you used to always have to compete over monsters to kill. You don't have to anymore, but as long as it's within the same faction. But, yep, lots of people on. So again, this game gets in your way. The trade-off is the fact that the community is way more robust. The game's less gamified. It's more like an RPG. You actually have to kind of work together, and you have to actually kind of like read things and understand things about the world. You feel so much more invested than I feel like I do in Retail WoW. Retail WoW just feels like logging into a mobile game these days, whereas Classic WoW, I actually feel like I could spend time here. And I will spend time here. Not just I will intend to spend time here, I just mean that like it takes time to do anything. So that will be interesting to see how people respond to that. Oh yeah, Hogger. Hogger, for those who are curious what Termite is talking about, Hogger is a NPC in the Alliance side who is a big gnoll. His name is Hogger. And he has like a slow respawn time, and again, due to the fact that only one person can kill him and get credit at a time unless you're in a group, then people would just have to sit there and wait for him to spawn. It's pretty painful. Very, very painful. Whee! Killing. So, other things to note, you have to level, you can't really see it because of my camera's in the way, but if my chat were visible amongst all of the various chatting that people were doing, you also might see me get actually, you know what, I think I can drag chat up. There used to be a way where you could like take the different chats, and can I move it? Maybe not. Maybe that came later. It would be really cool if I could. Here's all the emotes and stuff like that. I can laugh. Very rudely laugh. I can do flex. Oh yeah, look at Derpy McTrollface. Look at them guns. He looks like kind of like I look right now, except I don't think I'm even that buff. So, alright, well, I was going to show you the thing. Anyways, one of the things that's important is when weapons that you use in this game, you have to level them up to make sure they're as effective as they'll be. So you're more likely to miss with a weapon that's lower leveled. So you actually have to manually level every new weapon you get. So when you get swords and daggers and stuff like that, you actually have to level them up. It's kind of ridiculous, but again, it just goes back to that like RPG thing. They're trying to sell you an experience. The game was designed that way because they want you to have an experience. They want you to have a feeling of growth and progression with your character that they have found better ways to do in Retail WoW. I will say that's one thing that Retail WoW has going in its favor is some of the ways you have to progress your character in this game are kind of just intentionally grindy. Yep, weapon type levels. The other thing I'm sure you've noticed as a hunter, I have pointed this out earlier in the stream, I have ammo. I have to buy ammo when I run out or else I cannot shoot my bow. So that sucks too. But it's all good. Again, selling you a fantasy, selling you an experience, not just trying to make you have the easiest time in the game. One of the things I will say that I like about Classic WoW over Retail WoW is stats. Stats are so much more interesting in this game. So you can see here in my little window here, like they'll show you if you hover over each stat, it shows you exactly what it does. So this increases my attack power with melee weapons. I'm a hunter. I'm not going to use melee that much, but I could. If I wanted to build out my strength, I could get a bunch of strength gear and whack things with my melee weapons. Probably not going to do that. Agility increases your attack power with ranged weapons and increases... Oh, does it do both melee and range? That's cool. And it also improves the chance to score a critical hit and increases your armor and a chance to dodge. So agility is really the stat that we hunters look for. Stamina is just basically increases my health points, which you can see up here. I have 83 at the moment. Spirit increases health and mana generation. And then intellect increases... I believe it increases spell damage, or it looks like it increases chance to critical hit with spells, but I think there are some classes that use intellect for spell damage as well, and also increases mana points. One big change from retail WoW, hunters used to use mana instead of focus, which is what they use in retail, but they didn't start using focus until like Cataclysm, so mana was around for hunters for a long time. I hope you're wearing your silly hats, because this is silly hats only with Penguin. Whenever Penguin streams, it's going to be silly hats, so get your silly hats on. I'm wearing my little Knight's helmet. It's fun. It's fun. It's in honor of WoW. I should have played like a warrior or something like that. Anyways, back to it. Other stats here that are interesting are the old resistances are back. These were implemented, of course, in vanilla, and they're arcane resistance, fire, nature, frost, and shadow resistance. Basically, there are encounters later in the game where you will fight lots of monsters that do fire damage, or nature damage, or frost damage. I don't know if they ever got around to doing a lot of arcane or shadow in this game, but you have to basically, to survive those things, you have to get gear that has those stats on them, and you have to build up your resistance. And there are certain fights that you can't do without it. Termite, I'm gonna give you a silly hat so that you can join silly hats only. I'm going to buy you. That's going to be my gift for you later, is I'm going to get you a silly hat. It'll be fun. Alright. So I should be good on ammo for a while, so I should be at least be able to kill the rest of these stinking scorpions. You may be thinking, Penguin, why don't you use a pet? You're a hunter, right? Don't hunters get pets? And I would say to you, silly straw man, hunters didn't used to get pets until level 10, and as you can tell, I'm a far cry away from level 10. Again, game slows you down, but they're trying to get you to get a sense of progression. If I'm not selling retail or classic WoW for you, then I'm sorry. I'm not necessarily trying to do it. I'm just trying to express the ways I have been enjoying it and the things I've been enjoying about it. You do need a bug hat. I actually really want to get you. I have a penguin onesie. That's my whole body can be a penguin, and I want to get you a termite one, but I think I'd have to get it custom made. Either way, I need you to get some silly hats. I have a few. I don't have a ton of silly hats, but I have a few choice ones that I will be probably wearing most of my streams. Most of the times I stream. Depends on how frequently we start streaming. I might get bored of the silly hats thing and say, no more silly hats. Then it will be Men Without Hats, which is a great band that does a song called The Safety Dance. I'm shooting with my bow. I'm shooting with my bow. I actually have enjoyed the selection of Hunter here. I think when retail goes live, I will probably play a Warlock. I am intending to play Horde side when retail goes live because I never really got the Horde experience back in the day. So I'm gonna... Oh, I'm full. My inventory's full. That sucks. So when your inventory's full, you gotta go back to good old-fashioned places, dump your stuff. Yeah, I'm appreciating the Troll Hunter selection because I never really had an appreciation for ranged characters back in the day. Again, I played a feral druid, so I shifted into a bear and got all up in people's faces, mauled their faces off, took the aggro, tanked a lot. I had to heal every once in a while, especially in Classic, because druids were not really well-balanced tanks, and I expect that will continue. But what was I saying? I was reading Termite's comment, so I got distracted. So yeah, tanks. I used to be all melee. Almost all my characters I played throughout this game have been melee, but in Classic, since then, that's what I'm trying to say. Since then, I have played games like Diablo and Borderlands where I have enjoyed characters that shoot things from a distance and guns and all that, so I appreciate the selection of doing a ranged character because I have a better appreciation for ranged characters than I did when I was 14. I always wanted to be all up in people's faces. I always wanted to be aggressive. I wasn't even into like stealth and all that. I hate stealth games. I wanted to be all up in your face, kicking butt, taking names. But now I appreciate some of the finesse of killing things at range. So I think I'm going to play a Warlock.
What do you need?
I think that you would enjoy OG WoW a lot more than the first time too, Termite, and for a lot of the reasons I've been describing, because it's got soul. Retail WoW lacks soul. It's got style. It's got cataclysmic monsters, and it's got really pretty mounts, and they've done a lot with the engine, and they've improved the graphics, and they've improved the environments, and they've just made everything look really good and really fun. But the game lacks substance. It lacks soul. This game, though it slows you down, it gets in your way, and it irritates you, it seems like at every turn, it's got a charm to it, and it's got a community that it doesn't have in retail. The community in retail has basically just devolved into like meme and trash talking, and you'll have various guilds and stuff that still you can get a sense of community there, but it's hard to join them. And every time you try to pug groups, it's like, hey, I want to sell you a run, and pay me gold and I'll run you through this thing. Whereas like in this game, first of all, you didn't have all those tools to automatically sort you with people. You didn't have cross realm. You literally had to like get to know people on your server and then like play with them or like make friends. So I'm interested to see if that sense of community is something that is gone from gaming that will never get back, or if out of necessity for people to enjoy this game, they will kind of bring it back. You were a rogue? I don't know if I knew that about you. Equip some gloves. Sweet. Look at them. Look at them biker gloves there. I did get a little bit of rogue gameplay. I was lying. I did do a little bit of stealthing action, because as a druid I could shift into a cat and stealth around. So I learned how to do stealth runs of things where you basically just stealth past all of the stuff and got to the boss and soloed them in bear form. Oh man, those are the good old days. Yeah, you can solo bosses as a druid in this game. It's fun. Alright, selling all my gray stuff, keeping food and the like. I was playing as a night elf earlier, and I'll tell you what, I got like 2 bags right off the bat, and so I didn't have to go back and sell crap quite as often. Anyways, I should have enough money. I have 1 silver. The economy is something I'm going to be really interested to see how the economy of classic WoW shapes up, because you're not going to be able to transfer gold or anything ridiculous like that from retail. So each realm should have its own self-sustaining economy, and I can tell you that you earn gold a lot slower in this game, and everything that you want to and need to buy is way, way, way more expensive. Alright, lots of orcs and stuff. I want to talk to my hunters. So here's something fun. You don't just earn spells automatically. You have to go to your class trainer, talk to them, and purchase spells. So sweet, I can now track beasts.
Be careful, man.
Oh, you know what I'm going to need to do? I have to go to my interface. Action bars, I want them all. And let's see. Yep, track beast. I'll pop that over here. I'm turning it on. Oh, now I can see all the beasts on my map. Good times. Didn't used to be able to do this kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to take some time while I'm still streaming here to talk about what do I think this game means for the future of MMOs, for the future of gaming in general. There was a topic that we were originally going to do on the podcast that we ended up cutting because it was a little bit too similar to some of our other topics, but I think here's a good time where I can talk about it. And so if you hear us on the podcast mention this topic, you'll probably have to refer back to this stream. But it was interesting to me to think about how classic WoW is kind of a chance for the MMO genre to look back and see if it's worthy to go back to its roots, to go back to a game that's a little bit more RPG based, a game that you may have to get specific gear to build your resistance in order to fight a certain boss, a game where you have to regularly go back to town when you're out in the wild to either go get more ammo or go learn spells or turn in quests, where it's not all just completely streamlined for you. To go back to a time where you have to, oh, you just picked up a new weapon. Well, sorry, you got to go learn how to use it and use it. Go kill weaker monsters with it because it's not just going to automatically work as well for you. A game where it takes time to level, but the leveling process feels rewarding, where you feel more powerful. It's not just a race to get to the max level and do the end game content. A game where you have to work with the people around you sometimes, and you have to play nice with one another, not because Blizzard will ban you, but because the community will blacklist you. That kind of experience has disappeared from gaming since 2004 or 5. And I'm interested to see if it will come back. I'm interested to see if Classic is successful enough, not only will Blizzard probably keep it going, but they might do things like open up servers for the other expansions, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, hopefully at least the popular ones. They might allow some of those older systems and more community-driven ideas to go back into retail WoW. The MMOs, the non-WoW MMOs might try to mimic classic WoW instead of retail WoW. We might get some old school MMOs in a way that we don't have now. So that's one of the things I think is gonna come out of, I hope comes out of Classic, is we see more MMOs that are willing to invest in the RPGs, the RPG part of the game, and not just the game part of the game. Because I think the retail World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online game now, and not quite a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. This is a great quest, by the way. Lazy Peon, I'm going to use this Foreman's Blackjack. Smack him. Yeah, that's right, you'll get back to work. Derpy McTroll says so. Derpy McTroll. Best name ever. Do. Rest in peace, Star Wars Galaxy. Rest in peace, Star Wars Galaxy. Rest in peace, EverQuest. Man, those games used to take a long time to do anything. And honestly, this game was the most forgiving with your time of its kind when it came out. So, yeah, I remember Star Wars Galaxies. I would be interested to see a game that has the graphics of, like, Black Desert or Guild Wars 2, but with a pacing much more like classic WoW. That's what I want. I want to see that game. I would be willing to play that game. Although I'm willing to play this game. The one thing that's sad is this game's going to have, I won't say an expiration date, because I'm sure people will keep playing it, but, you know, one of the things about an MMO that makes it great is it's always evolving. It's always changing. New expansions and stuff like that bring new excitement, new content. They are going to be releasing the main content from this era of WoW in patches to kind of relive that. So, you know, there'll be a couple months. I think the only raid that's going to be available at the launch of Classic WoW is going to be Onyxia. So they're going to release Molten Core, and then after Molten Core, they'll do, let's see, Blackwing Descent, and then they're going to do Zul'Gurub and Encourage, and then finish off with Nax. And so over the next year or so, or two, I don't know how long their gaps are going to be, they're going to be releasing content like they did back in the day. So you can't just go straight into it. But it's sad, because once they release Naxxramas, that's going to be it. Once they release that last 40-man raid, that's going to be all she wrote. There's not going to be any more content added to Classic. So again, maybe there's going to be a hope that they'll do Classic Burning Crusade, Classic Wrath of the Lich King. I almost wish that they would just go back in time and just keep adding content to this game. Keep adding like an alternate progression for World of Warcraft. That would be fun. Alright, I beat up a bunch of peons. Man, I misread his name and thought it was something else completely. Oh, I need stretch. Hashtag silly hats only. Tell your friends. Anyways, there's not really many people here left, but I can be happy to answer any questions. Any thoughts? Termite, do you have anything you wanted to add or have me echo here?
For the Horde.
It's fun. Like, you can't really... I can go back and play a game from 2004, any other game from 2004, except for maybe another MMO. But I can go back and play any other game on the market that came out that year. Just pop it in to a console or fire it up on my PC and play it exactly the same way it was. It's crazy to me that WoW never really sought to preserve itself. There was trouble in developing this game because all of the original code for World of Warcraft was gone. Just gone. This is 2004. This wasn't like 1985 or whatever, where they're like, oh yeah, let's just throw a bunch of copies in the desert. Like, you'd think they would have backed up their code or backed up their servers, but there was something that prevented this game from running with their current server hardware or something like that. I think that's what it was. It wasn't that they didn't have the code. It's just that it couldn't run on their hardware. So that was the reason why it took a while for them to develop this, because they needed to, like, rebuild it in a way. But yeah, since, like, that's part of the reason I was so excited about this stream is I haven't touched this game. I haven't played this game, had this experience in years, since 2005, so over 10 years. So I guess I leveled up characters, but there was always changes. So this is kind of like, yes, I'm having a nostalgia trip. So in some ways, nostalgia. I'm having nostalgia. And in some ways, I think that will be a major driving factor for people playing. If you were wondering what I was doing with my hand, I was brushing off a hair. Dog hair, I presume. So, whatever. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I'm assuming that most of the people who are going to be playing this game are going to be driven by nostalgia and not necessarily the fact that this is a good game. But I hope that people try it out because it's a good game. I hope that people are willing to give it a shot. You can technically buy you can technically play like every expansion up to, you don't have to buy, like physically buy the retail price of the game up to, I think, Legion. And all you have to do is pay your monthly subscription. But the reason I say that is you can download World of Warcraft Classic now and then just pay the $15 for a subscription, even if you've never played World of Warcraft before. And you can get the experience that we all had back in 2004, 2005. So that's kind of cool. Kill Sarkoth and bring his claw back to Hanazuwa. That sounds fun. I don't know where that is. See, they don't just tell me where it is. I gotta kill more scorpions, I guess. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see if people take to this. Maybe they won't. They probably won't. I have my doubts and my skepticisms, but I'm hoping that people take to it because I think it would be interesting to see this game and games like it kind of come back and be an experience that people still enjoy and be an experience that new people can come in and play it and kind of pick their poison. Which version of WoW do you want to play? Do you want to play WoW the mobile game infested crazy go nuts affair that it is now, or do you want to play the way it was, where it was incredibly frustrating and aggravating but maybe more rewarding? So yeah, pick your poison. It's still a good game. I still really have been enjoying this weekend, and I'm actually looking forward to August 24th in a way that I hadn't been until this weekend. It's one thing to sort of like think about playing classic WoW, and there's kind of two reactions I find. Either people are like, oh my gosh, the game was so much better back then, like I love classic WoW, but they're kind of viewing it through rose-colored lenses, and then when you start talking to them about things like, you have to level up your weapons, you have to like, sometimes when you try to pick flowers and stuff, it'll just straight up fail. It'll just straight up fail. And they're like, oh, I forgot about all that. Like, yeah, you're kind of looking at it through rose-colored lenses. There's another faction of players who are like, yeah, I enjoyed WoW back in the day, but I just don't think I would enjoy it now because I've changed, times changed, the types of games I enjoy have changed. And that's pretty valid, too. but I think that there's still there's still room to appreciate this game. I have a friend of mine who is just adamant about not playing Classic WoW. And I think that's sad. He's just like, I just have no interest in it. And I'm like, you should at least try it because it's not as bad as you might think. It's really got a charm to it, and it's fun, not just reliving the experience, but also, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's kind of like going home. And maybe that's a little too sentimental. I generally try to avoid being overly sentimental, but it does. It really feels like, yeah, this is not only comfortable, but it's very immersive. So, yeah, and maybe only people who have played it have that experience. But I would encourage you, if you've never played WoW in your life, to give Classic a try. You might find you enjoy it. You might find that the idea of immersing yourself in a world that is always evolving, not because they're changing it, but because there's a player base who are constantly, there's a bunch of people to involve with, there's a community to engage with, and that's how the game kind of always evolves. And, yeah, a game where it may take a little bit more time to do individual things, and maybe a little bit more tedious, but is rewarding in a way that retail WoW is not. It may be faster and more flashy to kill things in retail WoW, but it's not as rewarding. It's much more grindy. And yes, this game has its fair share of grinding, but I don't know. You feel like there's a sense of progression along the way. So I don't know how best else to describe it, but I think that's probably where I'll wrap up. So I didn't plug as much as I wanted to throughout the episode. So whether you're still here, which you're probably not, but alive at least. Hopefully, if you're watching this later, you stuck around to this point. But yes, me and Termite, who I've been talking to back and forth in chat most of this stream, we have a podcast, and you can check it out. You can go to 80bitpodsmash.com. There is our landing website where you can find links not only to all of the places you can stream our show, which are Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, but you can also find links to our social media handles, which are all going to be 80bit Podsmash, no hyphens, no funny business, all one word, but it's going to be, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, all 80bit Podsmash, and Twitch, of course. You can subscribe here, please do. We don't have a very crazy active Twitch feed yet, but we're trying to build that. We want to engage where there's people to engage with. So you can subscribe to us here and see whenever we go live. And please subscribe to our show, The Audio, where we discuss various topics about the gaming industry and all that good stuff. And I know Termite hates this, so hopefully he's still listening, because I'm going to just sign off by saying, play on, Pod Smashers. Have a great